Hello everybody, I'm Mango Thunderslice, and today I got a joke for you. Stop me if you've heard this one. FBI interviews a troubled, mildly psychotic person and decides everything's good, and then a year later that person goes on to commit a mass murder, right? Not a very funny joke, not the least of which is that the punchline is at the start of the joke, right? That the FBI, pretty much the full-blown idiots, right? I just, this is really bad. Today's a rant video, so just a heads up. I'm pretty much done with this bullshit. I've made enough videos over the last 2 years, basically talking about each of these different instances from the Orlando shooting, you know, onward. I mean, we won't even get into the whole Sandy Hook nonsense, right? It's just like, this MK Ultra mind control program is so obvious at this point. These individuals who are always on SSRI, right, Prozac and all these other psych meds that can make people go fucking crazy, right? It's they harvest these people, and again, there's a reason that they interview them always a year beforehand, and then nothing happens. It's because they're either complicit in this, right, in the MK Ultra and the harvesting and targeting of these individuals, or they are told to stand down by the CIA who started these programs, right? So, it's cranium and anus and full-blown idiots. That's the CIA and the FBI, and it's just like, a couple years ago, like when the Orlando thing happened, I guess not even 2 years ago, it's like, people are still kind of waking up to this reality. Of course, a lot of, people who follow the alternative media, right, already know about this, and people are talking about, they're sending, memes on Facebook of Behold a Pale Horse by, Bill Cooper, rest in peace. And it's just like, this is no longer conspiracy theory. After we've seen so many times, you look at a map of all the different locations where these school shootings have happened, it's literally a perfect distribution across the entire United States, right? So people, I guess, in this narrative are just going equally crazy in literally every single district across the United States. It's insane, right, to believe that. It is completely insane to believe that people are that insane, and that if we just took guns away, that this would make it all go away. It wouldn't, because, again, they can still MK Ultra people to go on crazy knife killing sprees, and they do, right? It's not like guns are the only thing. And again, this is so overblown. We've talked about this so many times since Obama was elected, and all these school shootings just became literally a weekly occurrence, right? I guess there's already been like 18 school shootings in 2018, right? And it's like, this is the perfect example of the deep state, right? That, Obama to Trump, almost 180 in terms of political representation, and yet the school shootings and, the chemtrail program keeps on running apace, because this is not a part of the civilian government. You got to understand that this is levels above the president that basically have unaccountable authority. And everything that we've been talking about, this whole schism and all this stuff about QAnon, right? And even the election of President Trump himself, and the WikiLeaks dumps, right? All of this is a part of this schism, right? Of people within these higher echelons realizing the depth of the Satanism, of the ritual, sadistic Satanism that is embedded within these, dark, unaccountable structures of power, hiding behind the nominal, legitimate government, right? And I'm just done with it, man. I mean, like, it's time to stop. It's time to kick the bullshit. I'm not going to argue about guns. I'm not even going to argue about the SSRIs, although those completely fuck with the person's head, gives them suicidal thoughts, right? And honestly, of all the school shootings and all the narratives, like, this one actually, the mainstream narrative for the most part is actually plausible. Like, it holds together. Even the chick who said she talked to the kid, like, he could have been just, they said he ditched the gun and he was like trying to be cool and walk out with all the rest of the kids. So she could have been talking to him while he already fired and ditched the gun, and he was just trying to play it cool. So it's like, in and of the narrative itself, it's not necessarily that strange, but there's major red flags, right? Just the whole, background of the kid, and, he's a prime target for this kind of program. The fact that he was in the handling of a psychiatrist, and I mean, but the real red flag is the voices in his head that told him to shoot up the school. I mean, that is, I mean, even again, assuming that basically all of this is just totally normal, no MK Ultra, no nefarious influence beyond what was just inside this kid's head. How does nobody, after he goes up and walks up and talks to kids, hey, I'm a future school shooter. He posts on Facebook, I'm going to be a professional school shooter. It gets passed on to the FBI, right? They say, oh, we checked the database and, we couldn't find out who he was. He posted his fucking name. It was his goddamn legal name as the username on YouTube. Are you telling me you searched the server and you couldn't find an IP address? Are you kidding me? I mean, meanwhile, they're coming out and talking about the Russia. I mean, it has nothing to do with collusion. It's just a freaking 13 random Russian names saying, oh, they came over to the United States and they did things on Facebook, okay? And somehow that influenced something somewhere. Not the election, right? But somewhere somebody cares about all this bullshit, right? So they're focusing all these resources. They got agents and shit dedicated to make sure Hillary Clinton doesn't face any justice for her egregious crimes, which have led to thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of deaths, right? Ignoring, right, posts on freaking YouTube saying, I'm going to go shoot up the school, right? Oh, well, we couldn't find him, right? I mean, seriously, I'm not using my legal name on here, but I'm pretty sure if I said anything like that, you guys could find me, right? It's like, this is so insane. How does anybody, like, and of course the blue team just starts chirping on cue about the gun control. This shit is unbelievable. They've got thousands of these people, these MK Ultra plants that they condition from a young age through traumatic, fracturing of the personality, right? I've talked about this in a lot of previous videos, about, and there's a reason, like, people, they just don't get it, right? They don't get it. They're, I don't know, they're just, they can't conceive of the level of darkness, right? I was even telling somebody I work with yesterday about this, like, about the MK Ultra program, and he's like, why would they want to turn a human being into a weapon? I'm like, God bless you that you can't understand the utility of that you can't, it doesn't come immediately to your mind how it would be useful to be able to turn a human being into a weapon against their will, right? Plausible deniability, anyone? You could take out anyone you want. You can make any sort of social effect happen, right? By just giving these people these subconscious commands and having them just fulfill it, like Zoolander style, right? Hidden in plain sight. And it's just like, they want people to be scared. They want people to be terrified to send their kids to school. They want people to just have a total sense of anxiety about every public gathering, right? They want the police state to keep rolling out, right? They want people to surrender all of their rights, all of their freedoms, and build, these freaking body scanners in every school, in every airport, in every coffee shop, right? Until we're all just completely, in this new world order, right? This is a 1984 type situation. And even just like 1984 just keeps coming to mind, right? What's his name? The manufactured enemy in 1984, Goldstein, I think his name is, and they have like their 5 minutes of rage, 10 minutes of rage, where they just show his face and everybody just starts screaming, right? And they get their rage out against this manufactured enemy, right? They tap into the natural human emotions, and they basically control them by controlling the flow of their emotions, right? And who is Goldstein today? Fucking Vladimir Putin, right? These asinine, I mean, it's not even just the blue team, it's the blue team and the red team. They're still trying to push it. They're still trying to push this bullshit of Russia. Oh my God, Russia. The fucking 2018 elections haven't even happened yet. They're already talking about how the Russians want to hack the future elections that haven't even happened yet. These people are so retarded. Like the millions of people in Pennsylvania and Michigan, basically, and across the Rust Belt, they were all just so captured with Russian propaganda. It wasn't the fact that their entire manufacturing base got decimated by the policies of the blue team, right, and their globalism. It couldn't have anything to do with that. I've got no tolerance for any of this anymore. Abolish the fucking FBI. Abolish the fucking CIA, right? Anybody who thinks we need this shit, like, if you really feel like the FBI is protecting you, like the CIA is protecting you, you sweet summer child, God bless you and your simple delusions, right? I mean, let's abolish them and start from scratch, right? Like Kennedy said, break it into 1,000 pieces and scatter it to the wind. Shit, before the FBI, we had the Pinkerton detectives. There's such a thing as organic open source intelligence, right? And again, if anything, the whole Q and the Storm and basically, you know, the Chans, for better or worse, you know, demonstrates that how powerful all of this is, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, they were reporting that this kid Nicholas Cruz was in a white power militia organization, right? That was a 4chan hoax, right? And the media is out there basically ostracizing anybody who disagrees with the narrative that he was affiliated with a white supremacist militia. They're calling that fake news. Meanwhile, they are defending literal fake news that they got suckered on by 4chan. I mean, I said before that the farce has hit critical mass, ludicrous speed, but you know, I don't even know if I can continue the Spaceballs metaphor anymore. I don't know what's above ludicrous speed. The farce is now at overcritical capacity. The farce is now bursting from the scenes. It's erupting from people's faces at this point. Because it's so nonsensical. The idea that we have an agency, the FBI, who's dedicating these kind of resources to skirt the actual fulfillment of justice, right, at the highest level, with the whole Clinton cabal and the Haiti, you know, devastation, the pocketing of billions of dollars to the freaking, you know, what's her name, a chicken trying to smuggle kids out of Haiti. Laura Silsby, right? Bill Clinton goes down to protect her, right? They are defending child traffickers. They are in the bed with the diamond industry, you know, basically the mining industry all over the world. These are some sick, sadistic people. They don't care about how many thousands of people dying as long as they continue in their positions of unaccountable power and they keep building their stupid little New World Order project. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? It's not gonna happen. It's over, okay? Regardless of what happens to Trump regardless of what Trump does, the genie's not going back in the bottle, my friends. You can't put American liberty and the spirit therein back in the bottle, okay? This shit is gonna run home all the way to Valhalla, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Try and resist, and we'll give you the craziest fire you've ever seen in your life, all right? And yeah, that's a threat. That's a threat against all these sadistic pieces of shit in this world, inside and outside of government. Go fuck yourselves. You're done, all right? The good people of planet Earth are waking up. They're not going to lay down and take this shit anymore. They're not going to fall for the delusions propagated by the state and the church, which, of course, to the enlightened is the same thing. All right? It's not going to work. We're going to unveil the full scope of this MK Ultra program, right? From the ritually satanic abused children, right? And these mind control plants, right? We're gonna expose it. And more than that, we're gonna expose the MK Ultra programming in the media, perpetrated on us all, right? The bullshit in the music, right? Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm hearing voices in my head when I listen to this bullshit on the radio, right? It is satanic music. There's nothing good about it. It's all just one huge satanic cult known as mainstream media culture, right? And I want nothing to do with it, and none of mine will have anything to do with it. And guess what? You know, there's a lot of older folks who are hip to the game and who have been fighting this good fight for a long time, but, you know, a lot of them are worried about the generation that I hail from and the generations to come after. Well, it's true that we have and we will face the greatest adversity in terms of propaganda at a young age. But, you know, the fire tests the metal, right? And to those who can make it through, like I did, we will be stronger. And we will be more fit and more agile and more acute than these controllers and these handlers and these dumb shits in the FBI can ever comprehend. This is a whole dimensional threshold, baby, and if you think you got a handle on us, you're totally fucked. So much love to you all. Wholeness and balanced vibrations. Prayers and love to everyone, basically, except for these dark, disgusting people who are mind controlling children and torturing, children and basically sculpting this evil parasitism into people's minds on an individual on a mass scale. And I incarnated on this planet to destroy it, and that's what I'm going to do. And the mission's going well, and I hope you join me. Cheers, brothers. Cheers, sisters. And I'll see you next time.